Hey, it's me, and I'm back. Not that I really left for long or at all.
I've been here.
I've been posting a video every single Friday since like the dawn of time. But this is actually the first time that I'm filming in months. Do I still know how to do this? It feels way hotter under these lights than I remembered.
I'm stressed.
I haven't been filming for the last few months because I just had a baby 2 months ago. There was a being in my belly and she came out. So that was great. Ever since the baby was born, I've been posting videos that I filmed while I was pregnant, and I've spent the last 2 months editing those videos. It's been a lot of editing. It's been a lot of just editing and editing and editing. So I'm excited to be filming again. We're getting back to business. To kick things off and get back into my regular filming routine, there were a few things that I needed to take care of. I can finally address the large white This is not my normal background. My regular background is still here. This is just here to hide all of that right now because I am reorganizing everything, and that includes Squishy Shelf, which in reality, I have already reorganized. I have the footage of me reorganizing this whole room. I'll be watching it as I talk through it today. But since I'm doing this after the fact, I didn't want to spoil how the new background kind of looks. So
The board.
I will take this down when I show you that. Okay, is this making sense? Now, you may say,
You're nuts.
you just reorganized your entire art room like a year ago. How organized can you get? Plenty. The thing about my art room is that things are constantly moving in and out. I'm using old supplies, I'm buying new supplies, things are leaving, things are coming, people are sending me stuff. It's just a lot of things. So if I don't stay on top of it, it becomes absolute chaos. Most of the time, I'm very good about keeping things organized. I like to do that. I need to do that because it's really hard for me to function when I feel like my environment is chaotic. However, toward the end of my pregnancy, I got a little bit tired. I was preparing for a baby. I was trying to film as many videos as I could. I was very busy and large. So keeping my art room organized became pretty low on the priority list. It started getting a little messy. And at that point, I'm like, maybe I could make a video out of it and do like kind of an art room cleanup. Once I came up with that idea, that's when things really escalated. I stopped putting things away. Just stopped. Things went from messy to catastrophic. This is what my art room looked like at the peak of messiness. To me, this is terrible. I have had such a hard time coping with this and functioning in this environment. I've been dying. There is stuff all over the floor. Look here, look at these poor souls laying on the floor. This random shelf here become a catch-all for anything and everything. So many things had just been displaced and thrown around. Terrible. And then there's this situation. So I kind of started a collection and it grew very fast. It's Squishmallows. Squishmallows. I know these things have been around for a while. I've even customized a few of them, but my obsession with Squishmallows did not start until very recently. Over the last 6 months or so, I've just been acquiring them in small groups and then just kind of like tossing them into the art room. There's a mountain of them.
A mountain.
Now there is a couch under there in that mountain, so it's not all Squishmallows. That's not helping, is it? This clearly needs to be addressed. Here I am, wading through the Squishmallows. I seem very proud of myself.
You shouldn't be.
I have made some changes to my art room since the last time you've seen it. If you did see it. Maybe you didn't. On this side of the room, this is what it used to look like just a couple months ago. And then the Squishmallows started coming in. So to accommodate them, I bought this little organizer for my Squishmallow collection. Who is this? Get out of here. Before I could even put the organizer to use, the collection grew larger. So clearly I need a new and bigger home for my Squishmallows. So Jordan helped me build these 3 massive shelves that span the entire wall. When I say Jordan helped me, I mean he did everything, and at the end I came in and said, "Yay, shelves!" On the other wall, I had another one of those same smaller shelves. So Jordan took the one that was on the left side, relocated it under the one that's on the right side to create the new mega shelf. Clearly, I have way more display space than ever before, which is great. And now I am very excited to get into this. I have been waiting and waiting. Look, I'm happy. See how happy? I do just need to lay on the pile one last time before it disappears. Necessary. Oh, that's a squishy. How did that get in there? All right, first step, I'm gonna remove anything in this area that is not a Squishmallow. I found this pillow that I made years ago. You know, I'm kind of tired of looking at it. It may have to go permanently. Finally, I'm gonna actually sort the Squishmallows. I bought most of these secondhand on eBay and I bought them in groups. So I did end up with quite a few duplicates and ones that I just didn't care for. Once I got them organized by color, oranges, reds, and pinks, blue, greens, yellows, purples, multicolored, and the neutrals. Oh, you belong over there. It's time to purge. So any Squishmallow that I have duplicates of or that I'm just not a fan of, get out. Out. And all of these I will give away or donate. So they're gonna go to good homes, don't worry, I think. I don't know. I'm not gonna follow them to new homes. They're stuffed animals.
Good grief.
And at last, it's shelf time. I'm already sweating, but it's fine. I have these acrylic risers that I'm going to place on the shelf, and those should allow for maximum display capabilities. Placing the first Squishmallow on the shelf, which also happens to be my largest one, and I'm overly excited again. Okay, keep it going, my friend. Whenever I can arrange things in rainbow order, I must. So you know my Squishmallows are gonna be in rainbow order. They have to be. I was surprised by how long this took and how tricky it was getting all of them to look nice, to keep the rainbow order. Oh, if it weren't for my dedication to rainbow, I would have quit on that idea. It was a nightmare. Really. I ended up changing my clothes because I got so hot and sweaty, I just couldn't continue in that sweatshirt. So that's lovely. This whole process took me, I think, a little over 2 hours. At last, I was happy with the arrangement and it looks great. I love it. However, one thing is clear after doing this and seeing just how many Squishmallows I have, I need to go shopping for more Squishmallows. Hear me out. You see these little holes here and here? Those are perfect spots for a nice little 5-inch, maybe a 4-inch. They need to be filled. We do have a little bitty problem. This isn't my whole collection. Remember all the neutrals and the multicolored? Yeah, those didn't make it onto the rainbow shelf. So I have this whole pile of neutrals, multicolored, and a couple little stragglers. I'll have to figure out what to do with those, and I'll do that later. Next, I'm turning my attention to the new mega shelf. Yeah, real cool. You're glistening, girl. Powder your nose or something. This shelf has become kind of a mix of things, mostly fan art and fan-made things, but also things that my friends have made for me, things that I've made myself, a Lego orchid, just all the things. My goal for this cleanup in general is to start grouping things together. So the meh is with the meh, the duh is with the duh, the is with the You know what I'm saying. Also, I just want to declutter in general. That did mean taking some stuff off display, boxing it up and storing it. When I need to freshen things up, I'll switch things out, but not trying to have every single thing that I've ever made and ever been given on display at the same time. These are just some of my favorite things that people have made for me ever, and they deserve a little bit more room. Next shelf, I added my ME vases and some of my bum bums, more plushies. I'm almost 30. They're so freaking cute though. I mean, look at those. Then stealing these from another part of my art room, I used the bottom shelf for my Squeezimals, which are kind of nostalgic for me because these were the first products that I was sent when my YouTube channel was like just starting to take off. And I was so excited and I opened them on camera, so I felt like they deserved a special spot. After I stepped back and looked at it, I did a little rearranging, mainly just added the large subscribe pillow. You could, you know, if you wanted to. No? Okay. Don't worry about it. I do think that this shelf looks a lot better, more intentional. I'm very pleased with it. So now this entire area is taken care of. I think having nothing on the stage except for the blue couch in the center is so much cleaner. Although I do kind of want to decorate some pillows for that couch. Maybe I could put like my characters, rainbow. Another day. Moving on from that to this area. Why are you so odd? I need to clean all of this up. So again, I'm going to move everything out of the way that I'm not going to deal with right at this second. The pink chair actually went to donation, which I was fully on board with at the time, but now I kind of feel sad about it. Why do I feel sad? Where's my pink chair? Some other booty sitting on it. You know what? I never sat on that chair, except for the one time that I was a bunny. I think that might have been the only time that I ever sat on that chair. Getting rid of it, it was a good choice, okay? You're okay. you're fine. So I have to get all this extra junk out of here. This shelf was actually meant to go into my closet because currently my closet is not existing in a very nice state. I need to clear all of this out of the closet. That paper organizer was actually really heavy, as was this giant Elmer's box. I nearly broke my back. Almost died. It's fine. I've kept this for so long because it's really cool. It's from when I did that giant slime painting, but it is really bulky and it's not very practical to store things in, so out it goes. Oh, look, I'm vacuuming. You go, girl. My plan for this is to be the designated ugly spot. This is where I'm going to hold everything that is ugly. Instead of having bits of ugly all throughout the room, contaminating everything, I'm gonna consolidate all the ugly into one spot. This is most of the ugly stuff that I collected. Cords, technology, more cords. I hate them all. It took a couple hours for me to organize all of that. It was an ugly situation. Here's what it looks like when it's all done. Yes, I'm in a different outfit. I'm on day 2 now. And this is how it looks all organized. Ignore me. It's all neatly sorted and labeled. And this is how I decided to organize all of my large papers. It's a little droopy, but it does save a lot of space. And now, drum roll, please. Time to pop this thing into the closet. That's just so much nicer than before. And the squishy shelf, by the way, is still thriving, in case you're wondering. I'm sure you were. That's done, and we're moving along. Ignore all this for a hot minute. I'll get to that later. This is what needs my immediate focus. Here I come. So many random things. Cleaning everything out. Oh, yep. Those are thumbtacks. Moving everything out of here, and this organizer that I painted years ago has been in my background ever since. I'm gonna keep it. It's very special to me and it actually is very functional, but I am gonna find a new spot for it somewhere else in the art room. And now the squishy shelf, the main event that's usually visible right behind me. I am gonna choose only my mostly solid colored squishies and put them in rainbow order. My squishy bins where I keep all of my overflow completed squishies, they're filled to the brim. So I want to be able to put even more of these squishies on display than before. Oh, that looks good. Then moving over to this shelf, on the top one, I'm placing rainbow themed squishies. And then the bottom is going to be character sets, which includes some of my all-time favorites. This is how I've arranged it all. I love the rainbow squishy shelf. It's everything to me. I also arranged my plushies roughly in rainbow order. And these are all ME plushies. They're mine. You can find most of them on my store, MariahElizabethMerch.com. The plushies don't create a perfect rainbow. Turns out, scandal, I have underrepresentation in the orange category. The rest of the shelves I've just filled with different things that I've made and painted. Some of it is the same as before. I love that every single item in this entire section is something that I've made or painted myself in a past video. And I guess now is the time that I can remove this board because now you've seen it. So, excuse me. Aha!
Here it is.
You know, I feel like it should have been like more of a drastic change because I honestly think most people wouldn't even notice that it was different. It's pretty much the same. But still, maybe it was a lame reveal. I don't know. It was a reveal. Moving on from this section to the next, which is still clearly a mess. Once again, I must clear everything out. Okay, thank you. And it's empty. Therefore, I must sit. This entire section is going to be, guess what?
More squishies.
I'm focusing on trying to display stuff that looks good on display. In the end, I've got jumbos on top, various characters below that, the cat ears that touch the top. That is just awful. Hard to look at, honestly. And the lone cake that's among all characters. Horrendous. I thought that I was gonna leave it like this, but I did end up changing it later. Then on the bottom, I have my rainbow cupcake and rainbow animal set of squishies, and a selection of some of my very old squishies. For the adjoining shelves, we've got clay stuff, more clay stuff, miscellaneous painted stuff, my wool paintings. Continuing on to the next and final section of my display wall. At this point, I'm just tired, okay? I'm tired. It was a long couple of days. I filmed only a fraction of it, but I have to keep moving, okay? I'm not stopping now. I decided to remove all of my paint palettes from the wall, not because I don't like them, but they create really bad glare and it really bothers me. I placed some of my larger painted items here, tried a couple different things, doesn't really matter because I'm gonna change all of that in a minute, so On the final shelves, I'm displaying some of my more personal items, things that were not made by me, but maybe sentimental, more plushies of mine, mine, including my friend Shia.
He's very special.
And my entire collection of Tsum Tsums, which there's a tiny bit of space on that shelf, so I need like 5 more. From there, I needed to address the top of this cabinet. I had a plan for this. I moved that big organizer on top. I'm in different clothes again. This actually was in the middle of the night. I really needed to get this done, and I have 2 children, so, you know, in the middle of the night. I was going to use this thing to display the remainder of my Squishmallow collection, but then I realized I still had a bunch of the big Squishmallows. Those fill an entire cube, and it does not look good. New plan, I'm moving back down to this area. I know you guys just got here, but get up, you're leaving. It just so happens that this organizer fits perfectly in here with enough room on the top for all of my bigs. So boom, the rest of my Squishmallow collection organized, and they are looking just stunning in there. Everyone is bright and shiny, happy and visible. So at this point, I was feeling pretty relieved. The rest of the cleanup was really detail stuff, like putting white stickers over every single screw hole. Yes, I did that. Moving some stuff onto that cabinet. This cabinet shelf thing, I use it for my drying station. I used to have a different piece of furniture here, but I replaced that. I use this for all of my crochet animals that my mom has made for me. I have my felt, my yarn, all of my books, art journals, sketchbooks, and I did have all of my acrylic pour pieces displayed here. I decided that those need to go for the same reason as the paint palettes, the glare. So I took all of those down. One of them took a chunk of the wall with them.
Vindictive.
I had to put something on there to cover that up, so I hung my least glary paint palettes. That's probably temporary. Maybe I'll make a custom piece of art for this spot. I also cleaned up my painting station. I added this little set of drawers right next to where I paint with everything that I regularly need to grab. This cart had become very messy and just overflowing with junk, so I cleaned that up and organized everything. You know, that cart has always been a little bit of a wreck. I cleaned up this area as well. We got everyone here and looking cute. The art room is finally at peace. Not only does everything look nice from the outside, I organized and switched around every single cabinet and drawer that I was not happy with. So literally every item in this room has been accounted for, is in a place. I've been thinking about this for months. I'm just so excited that I finally got it done. I think that this was the perfect fresh start for me coming back to filming, and I'm just very excited for my next batch of videos. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed, even though it was a little bit of a different video. I will see you next Friday. Bye.